the demographics are really a catalyst for change in Japan. And according to the latest McKinsey report, which I guess comes out next week, is it, on the 23rd, Japan's working population goes from 79 million in 2012 to 71 million in 2025. So it is a matter, the standard of living in Japan will drop a lot if you cannot increase productivity. And the easiest source of that productivity, obviously, is taking advantage of the women. And when I first moved to Japan in 1987, every foreign company in Japan described our employment policies for women as our secret weapon. Yes. On to you, Joanna. Put what you've just heard in context. Where is Japan on the spectrum today?
We're not talking about Japan's intellectual history and all the other richness of Japan. On a list of gender equality, Japan is pretty much near the bottom. So we have to face that fact. But that says, you know the song, I've been down so long it looks like up to me, we have amazing opportunity here for the country's economics, for the women of the country, and frankly, for the future children of the country. So we're talking about women driving cultural change. First, let's look at the argument. Is it even a good thing to think about women when we're thinking about driving economic growth? If you just check the U.S. out from 1970, when women started to go to work in larger numbers, you see that our economic growth was fueled by women entering the workplace. Because as Claudia Golden of Harvard would say, we were switching from unpaid jobs at home, where we weren't recognized for all that hard work, to paid jobs in the office. We also had to buy a whole lot of cosmetics and clothing in order to look good at the office, so we were fueling all kinds of economic growth. Your second argument, are women actually making any kind of difference in the companies that they're in? And over the long run, you do see a few things are quite different. You see, well, you know this, women work very, very hard to get great grades. We do our homework, we ask a lot of questions, and therefore we get a lot of input into decisions that are being made, which often means that we are somewhat more risk averse as a group. That doesn't mean every woman in this room is risk averse. It just means on average, and therefore the women of Norway, for example, skirted financial decline, importantly, because they were more conservative in their investment outlook, and other countries as well. The third thing that women bring is just leadership breadth. We did just a survey of what people think, so perceptions, of what are men more likely to do, what are women more likely to do, what do men and women do equally as leaders, and what we learned. And men, I really apologize for this because it sounds like I'm going to say something very mean, and I really don't mean it this way. But men are known by men and women to be really good at individual decision-making and corrective control. As my husband would say, if you're really in a mess, ask one guy to fix it. Everybody else just do what he says, and we'll be fine. However, women are seen to be much better at setting expectations and rewards, developing people, being great role models as leaders, caring about values, and setting a good work environment. This is what we all believe. Whether it's true or not remains to be seen, and it's never true for everybody in the pool, as you know. So women bring more to leadership.